Okay, folks, Dr. Freedom here with you again. Okay, this is a Radio Times roundup. This is some things that went on around in and around having to do with the Radio Times Festival. So, also, this is going to talk a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit in this video about what's going on with Doctor Who Series 10, at least from what I've heard. So, if you don't want to panic, you don't want to throw up your arms and go, "Oh my God," because please remember, this is just what I'm hearing. It doesn't mean that it's actually been confirmed by the BBC or anything along that line as of yet. So, all right, don't go crazy. Okay, so let's start. Let's get this bugger done because I want to get these knocked out, and then guess what? Oh, I got a whole bunch of others after this that I want to get knocked out for the end of the day. Okay, so we're going to start right here. Now, this is on Sci-Fi Bulletin, and this is a nice little basic sum up of what went on in and around, the whole 9 yards with the Radio Times Festival. And the funny part was apparently Peter Capaldi arrived late because of some traffic tie-ups and whatnot. So, but one of the things you should pay attention to is the fact that, okay, let's see, right here, starting with the charm offensive, he still managed to make Moffat squirm around the topic of whether we're getting a full season in 2016. Nothing was given away. And whether a new companion has yet been chosen, and the answer was no. The comedian is a natural raconteur and best compliant. And if I'm right, something about Frank Skinner here, who was basically the guy, doing this. Now, this is what I've heard. This is from Girly Letters and one or two other places, but this seems to be the story I'm hearing. Word is going around that apparently on Series 10 is going to be a truncated season, composing of like 6 episodes and a Christmas special. Now, why this is happening, do not know. Nobody has found out, what the deal is, whether it be budget or some kind of scheduling concerns or whatnot. But if I find out more, and if it does get confirmed, I will get back to you. And, so stay tuned. Okay. Don't panic yet. That's just what I'm hearing so far. All right. All right, let's keep moving on because this is all the articles that I have to do. You see, this might cut a few of them off of the articles I have to get done today. Okay, Russell T Davies defends the BBC. There was another article up on Radio Times, and I seem to have mislaid it, where he thinks the war to save the BBC has been lost, and sometime within the next 10 years, it's going to go to a subscription-only service like HBO, Showtime, and whatnot. But all right, this is what we had right here. Now, RTD made a strong defense of the BBC and the license fee and the values it stands for, and warned that the battle may already be lost. Okay, so they did cover some of this in here. All right, I forgot. Like I said, I've had these stacked up for a couple days, and now my brain's warping on me. Okay, he goes, speaking of the Radio Times Festival, he urged people to consider the alternatives to the compulsory license fee, such as a subscription model, and to look at the schedules of current subscriber services, such as the American Premium Cable Channel HBO, and see what subscribers get for their money. He said a couple of high-class dramas, no news, no soaps, no weather, no radio stations. Google their schedules and see if that is what you want. Now, Davies was being interviewed by Alison Graham for the first ever Radio Times Festival, which was being held at Hampton Court in West London. He said his favorite memory of working on Doctor Who was the laughter that he had. He goes, it was hard, but we did have fun. And he also revealed that he most enjoyed writing dialogue for Daleks. He goes, they are so clever. I love them. So he also spoke about how proud he was of Doctor Who. He goes, it's indestructible. Imagine if they tried to cancel it now, there would be riots in the streets. He goes, on writing for the Doctor, he goes, you get the secret of writing for the Doctor when you realize he is much cleverer than you are. Then it falls into place. And he also talked about how he started in the industry and advised aspiring writers to just write. He goes, get all the experience you can, not necessarily on your pet project, but say for your local youth theater. And he also talked about his current project, which is a production of Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah, Midsummer Bite Dream. Midsummer Bite Dream. Bite Dream. Oy vey. Oh. Sorry if I sound like a bit of a Nazi, because in real life, when I'm just talking and tapping and texting, I don't pay attention. But this is representing your website. This is a news report, man. Okay, for the BBC, let's get off that. It's something I've always wanted to do. He told the audience it has a fantastic cast, and the whole play finishes with a joyous dance choreographed by Arlene Phillips. It's going to be on Saturday night in prime time. Only the BBC would do that. Now, Davies, of course, finished the session by talking to fans and signing autographs. Here's the part that concerns me regarding Series 10 with this. Apparently a number, and forgive me if I don't have the list of names on right here in front of me, of Doctor Who producers are going to be working on this fall. This is a time when they're supposed to be back at the office getting things prepped for Series 10. So you see what I mean by there's a little bit more falling into place as far as truncated season for next year goes. So because they're supposed to, if I remember right now, if they did like last year, they'd be starting filming again sometime in, towards the end of January. And the thing is, or, like mid-January. But the thing is, they're going to be working on this. Okay. So that right there makes me wonder. Don't panic yet. Okay. Sorry if I caused that. All right. Moving on. Okay. First ever script Peter Capaldi saw was Doctor Who. This is something that was also covered at the Radio Times Festival. He goes, I didn't know that the producer Barry Letts, but I was just a kid writing into Doctor Who, asking when the show is coming back, and questions, like the questions we've had. And he goes, one day this huge package arrived in my home, and it was scripts, and two scripts for The Mutants, which was a John Pertwee story, and designs, 4 set of 4 plans for the television center. He goes, I'd never seen a script before in my life. I didn't know there was a thing called a script that a television program was made from. I think he just had a policy. If he thought somebody was interested enough, he'd send them a script. And 40 odd years later on, Peter Capaldi's seen his fair share now of Doctor Who scripts. He goes, I got to meet Barry years later because I became friends with his son. I didn't know that he was Barry's son. So later in life, I got to meet Barry, and he was fascinating. Okay, moving on. Sorry. Peter Capaldi, you can be typecast as the Doctor in less than 3 episodes. He goes, I think you can get typecast and never work again without having 3 series is what he means. The actor who became I already know that. Now, this is, once again, Radio Times Festival Roundup. In case you're not keeping up. He goes, I don't mind being typecast as Doctor Who. I mean, what's wrong with it? It's great, It's that stigma that's attached to how lucky you are. So you got to remember, a lot of people have been freaking out going, Peter Capaldi, he's a goner. He's a leaving. Guys, this is an actor who's getting, he's 57 years old. He's already achieved great notoriety. He has a freaking Oscar for a director of best short film, something for that year. It's like he's already had a very extensive career. Why would he be in a hurry to leave? Okay. Peter Capaldi and Steven Moffat ambushed Jenna Coleman to convince her to stay on the show. I have been telling this story for over a year, and yet people are still going, oh, they made that all up just to sell more, get more people to watch the show. No, this actually happened. And they confirmed it again here last night. Okay, rumors of Jenna leaving dogged her almost since she first began, but the announcement that this will be your final series seems to be the real deal. The question is, when did Steven Moffat, Peter Capaldi, and the rest of the team know for sure? Several times, Moffat joked to the audience. It was right up to the lead-through that last Christmas ended sadly, but she's definitely leaving this time. There'll be no coming back. He goes, she was definitely leaving, he explained to host Frank Skinner. Then she came around lunch one day and said, well, can I do Christmas as well? And then you can imagine what it was like because I had just written this heart-rending ending, so I went, sure, fine, and then went on the world tour. So he's referring to last Christmas last year, where she literally stuck it out and then goes, oh, I'd like to be in the Christmas special too. So he had to turn around and rewrite the ending. So if that ending seemed a little bit tacked on for last Christmas, that's exactly what happened. He goes, I said we've got to do something, added Capaldi. We can't let her leave. But how do you convince an uncertain actress to stay? Simple, a sneak attack. He goes, Capaldi said, we ambushed her and tried to talk sense into her. That would be great fun, wonderful for your career, and others like that. Other lies like that. Sounds pretty slick, huh? And Moffat goes, it was the worst ambush ever. And Peter said, I think there might be a chance we can convince Jenna to stay. She's coming over. Don't look at her. So once again, I was talking about this last year, that I had people telling me left and right, and this is back when people were still talking to me from inside, that, yeah, she had already talking about leaving. So, and the thing was, it was definite she was leaving. We don't know how the Mirror got their hands on that, but apparently somebody at the Mirror's, somebody at the Beeb's been blabbing to the Mirror. Okay, so this is just a quick Radio Times roundup. This is just a series of articles I wanted to get out there. And like I said, I just had all this stuff stacking up, and I figured I better get it done now because there's no way in hell I'm going to come in here Monday night and try to hammer out like 5 pages of articles. Okay, so until next time, guys, there's going to be one more news report for the day, I think, and then that's going to be it, and we'll have everything caught up. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be sure to go watch the Omega Files. We had a blast with that one. I pretty much left it open for them, and we just had a great time. All right, so until next time, take it easy. Take care. Ta-ta. Later, guys.